morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the LP. Welcome to another edition of the Disney Morning Show.
I think that one has your microphone.
What?
I think that
is the
earbud has
microphone.
your.
Yeah, I'm going to take out the other ear. I just can't stand having my ears stopped up at the beginning.
I get that. So I used to hate active noise canceling for that reason, but It's gotten better. It doesn't do that to me as much. But the first pair of headphones I had, it was just so much pressure on there. I felt like I was on an airplane every time.
Where'd the world go? All right, my name is Doobie, co-founder here at Laughing Place. That's our managing editor, Kyle Burbank.
That's me.
I always say your name. I don't say my full name. I'm Doobie Mosley. Doobie Mosley. I'm a proud Mosley from a long line of Mosleys.
Not to be confused with Ted Mosby.
I have no idea where the Mosleys come from. Okay, we're going to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney this morning, last night, yesterday, since we last did the show, and the day ahead. And we're going to start the way we start pretty much every show here, except on a bank holiday. I've switched to the year view. It's not quite as rosy looking. So Disney stock 93.6, pretty flat from yesterday so far today. Well off its 1 year high, but if we're going to a 1 month view, doing very well on the month. So there you go. Kyle, your stock advice is now the time to buy, now the time to hold, now the time to sell, now the time to short.
I would definitely hold if you already have the stock. I'm not gonna give a recommendation on buying or depending on what you bought it on. I think holding is better than selling, but I also don't know if it's a good time to buy. There's nothing too exciting on the horizon that would make me think that the stock's gonna explode. I don't know. Getting back to that 200, if they're valuing the company differently, they'd have to totally pivot into something else that's valued differently, I think.
So Kyle's prediction: Disney will never see 200 again. You heard it here.
Didn't quite say that, but yeah.
All right, we do not have Ethan today. We give Ethan a rest when there's serious weather going on. So we will bring Kyle, he's already here, to talk about what's going on with Tropical Storm Helene.
Well, that's the first thing. It's no longer Tropical Storm Helene. It is Hurricane Helene. It is where you see that little X there, right off the coast of wherever that is. And it's still projected to be a major hurricane by the time it hits Florida. Category 3 is what they're saying at the moment. But that will still have impacts for Florida, which is or for Central Florida, which is obviously East Central Florida, the Walt Disney World area, the theme park area on the other coast. So there's currently a tropical storm warning, which means they're expecting hurricane or tropical storm force winds within the next 36 hours. And so we're starting to see some closures at Universal. They've announced that what's their thing called?
Halloween Horror Nights?
No, the water park that
they
call
Volcano
Bay. Volcano Bay will be closed. All of Thursday is expected to reopen normal time on Friday because a lot of these effects are supposed to happen starting overnight tonight into tomorrow. It looks like Walt Disney World's going to follow that with Typhoon Lagoon. They have a page that they say they're monitoring that they'll update. They haven't updated that yet, but if you look at the hours, there's no hours for tomorrow for Typhoon Lagoon. And if I were to just venture a guess at this point, I think they'll probably end up closing the mini golf and the quick campground at Fort Wilderness, and that's usually what closes in this. Based on the current projections, I think they'll probably end up staying open because it feels like it's right up close to where they need to decide that. But we'll see. We do have a page on Laughing Place where we're monitoring all these closures and things, and we'll keep updating that throughout the day. But if you are in Florida or in South Georgia, and also tomorrow on the other coast, because you're on those outer bands, that's where you get a lot of risk for tornadoes and things like that. So kind of up into South Carolina and everything, tomorrow is going to have a pretty sizable tornado chance on those outer bands. So just be aware of that if you are anywhere in the Southeast.
So tomorrow's the day to keep an eye on. And just remember, just because Disney announces closures, obviously they want to announce closure to make sure all their guests are safe. But it's not just about the parks themselves. They have cast members that have to take care of their families and get to work and keeping the roads clear, depending on what the government's recommending and such. So if Disney does announce some closures, don't assume that means Disney's in trouble. A lot of times it's just about taking care of their employees. Thousands of people need to get to work every day.
Yeah, they have all sorts of analytics about this. I also think they kind of collude with the nearby theme parks to see what they're doing.
the Central Florida cabal of theme parks. I'm picturing like this room, like in the back of maybe one of the Club 33s or Mythos or something, where the five fathers get together from SeaWorld. But
what's interesting is you mentioned Bush. Like Bush being on the other coast completely changed the situation. So they might get to be an advisory, be like, here's what we're doing as people in Tampa. But I don't
know. After the show, I'm going to ask AI to create that picture for me so I can get this. Okay, moving on to some happier news. High Potential, a show I absolutely love. Apparently, it's not doing too horribly. I can't remember. Did you watch this, Kyle?
I have not watched this.
Right. Your task is to watch this before the end of the week, please.
By the end of the week, tomorrow?
Today is Wednesday, right? Did I miss something?
Is today Wednesday?
Yeah.
I guess it's Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday.
Today is Wednesday.
Darn.
What a relief. I thought I had a long sleep. Like if I slept that long, I should not be this tired.
Maybe I think I got the opposite. And so that's why I am a little off.
High Potential is a show that debuted on ABC. It's had its second episode already, which I have not seen. I believe it was last night. I'm so excited to see it. But it did not debut that high on ABC, but then it had some huge viewership on streaming. So it did. And when you count what they call the live plus same day category, define that for me, Kyle.
It's exactly what you said, is that they measure the number of views after the fact, and that's kind of included there's different windows. They don't necessarily matter as much, but it's one of those things that networks like to tout, to be like, oh, look how good our show is doing, whereas internally that might not be what's driving decisions.
I'm hoping this is an indication that the people that did see it got the word out that it's good, and people therefore went to see it on streaming.
Tell every Nielsen home you know.
Because I love the show. Looking forward to the second episode. And so live plus same day, it did end up winning the time slot. And Bloom is a fan as well of High Potential. Yay. And
would you say that it has high potential?
That's just so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Disney has released its slate for the Wonderful World of Disney. Yes, Virginia. Am I on the right page? Yes. TV movies do still air on TV. Which do they do other than? No, I guess TNT makes their whole living on airing movies on TV.
TNT knows drama.
It's just weird to think in the age of streaming, some people still will see The Little Mermaid live action for the first time when it airs on ABC.
But the turnarounds on these feel like really fast compared to what it used to be, where maybe 5 years later you get to see a movie on.
It's true.
Now we got last year's The Little Mermaid on October 6th.
It's not that big a slate, so I'm just going to go through real quick. October, and ask Kyle. Just to give a recommend or not recommend, whether you've seen it or not, I don't care. I just
okay.
Recommend or not recommend. Little Mermaid live action, October 6th.
Yeah, 3 hours with commercials. Just why not?
Enjoy
what do you got going on?
Enjoy the scuttlebutt. Haunted Mansion. Did you watch this one? October 13th.
No, but this one's only 2.5 hours with commercials. That's even better.
So high recommend. October 20th.
It's like spooky season again. Sunday night. What do you got going on?
October 20th, Hocus Pocus.
Nope, skip it. You've seen it enough. It's on Freeform 24 hours a day. What are you doing?
Broadcast television premiere of Hocus Pocus 2, October 27th.
I can only imagine it's worse than the first. No, don't bother.
November 3rd, Coco.
If you want to take a break from crying, commercials are a great way to do it. Also, high five to ABC for switching from EDT to EST appropriately in between weeks.
That's them. I assumed we caught that.
I can't imagine. I'm pretty good at that stuff. I don't think I would have caught that. I just happen to notice it right now. So I think that was ABC.
That is impressive stuff. November 10th, Mrs. Doubtfire.
You probably haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, it's fun to just catch movies on the air.
I've never seen Mrs. Doubtfire.
All right, well, another watch-along candidate.
This is the way to watch it on ABC. November 17th, the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny broadcast television premiere.
Didn't that just come out?
It just came out.
I mean, it was a year ago, but still.
I need to see. I fell asleep at the end. And finally, November 24th, Moana, probably leading up to the release of Moana 2.
If you have kids, you've seen it enough. Might as well leave it on in the background. But if you are an adult, just go watch it on Disney Plus instead.
Yes, Moana 2 is November 27th. This is November 24th. So this is the perfect segue to get you in the mood for Moana 2.
That's coming up so quick.
I know.
We just learned about this movie and it is already here.
Weird. Okay.
Unlike Win or Lose.
What's that?
That's the Pixar show that they finally announced a release date for and then just pushed it back yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I've got a thing on that. We're going to have Tony on Friday. Tony is our animation guru. So I know nothing about it. I push all the animation stuff off. And then when Tony's next available, we have him on and he just catches us all up. So Friday is Tony Day. Plus, any excuse to have Tony on the show. Oh, well, now we know what you're doing to celebrate. I advise you to get a good night's sleep the night before because it did not keep me awake. All right. Candy Cauldron, we showed you a little bit of that yesterday during the show while Jeremiah was there, but now we have a full report on Laughing Place at Disney Springs, right next to Sunglass Hut, as you can see.
And as we discussed earlier this week, Candy Cauldron is the non-fancy candy store, whereas the Ganachery is the fancy candy store.
That is a good distinction, and not to be confused with Goofy's Candy Company over on the other side of Disney Springs.
That's true. I would have called this the kid candy store, except that they just added alcoholic beverages.
So we don't have any before and after, unfortunately. So I honestly don't know how much this has changed.
I think it's mostly that they added new menu items. We showed some of them yesterday, and yeah, they added those alcoholic Slurpee type things.
Which Jeremiah did not try because Jeremiah is a teetotaler.
Yeah, we gotta get Mac there. Mac and Tony, I think, are the only ones on our team that drink.
Is Mac allowed to drink right now?
I think
when you're having a baby, there's rules on that.
Just I don't drink. But I've been drinking non-alcoholic beer. So I saw that Jess was drinking a non-alcoholic beer. So I asked how it was, and she said that it was good, but that Mike didn't like it as much, and that he compared it to his own. So I took that to mean that he was still allowed to drink. How did I not know?
Did I know that you don't drink? You do drink occasionally, right?
No, Benji does. Benji says he doesn't drink, but does drink occasionally. I don't drink at all.
I really thought you did. Oh my goodness! Even at Capone's?
Even at Capone's, I was incredibly uncomfortable at Capone's.
Really? Because
I don't like being around drinking.
Oh, wow! You and I have more in common than I thought, Kyle.
Becca drinks, but she drinks responsibly.
My Rebecca also drinks and drinks responsibly, and I don't particularly enjoy being around alcohol. Our cousins, identical cousins. All right, I'm gonna let you do the StarLord story.
StarLord is so. For some background here, if you're not in on all the lore, the reason that this video that you're going to see potentially says StarLord returns to Epcot is not because he's been a meet and greet character there before, but because they told us when they announced Cosmic Rewind that part of the reason that this fit into Epcot was because Peter Quill had visited Epcot. I guess that's also a part of the story itself if you watch the pre-show videos. But so that's why he's returning to Epcot, is because he's been there before. But yeah, it sounds like they're going to have a meet and greet. There's no other details. They just put out this video of him dancing at different places around Epcot and then said that he's returning on September 29th.
And they released a video for this, which we will now watch. And if history repeats itself, you will hear and I won't.
I can hear it. I like the person saying this is the Dark Eye. This is just a generic Bee Gees ripoff. I don't think it's actually the Bee Gees. If you could just pretend like a little disco groove. That's what he's dancing to, dude.
Thank you for describing it for me. I do not know why I can't hear Instagram. I can hear everything else. So I love the comments here. He looks nothing like StarLord. Please tell me this isn't the real guy they'll be using. Can we please have Groot too? That's positive.
Well, Christmas Pratt's a little expensive. But you know what the best part of this article was?
What?
I got to technically Tony.
Oh, please share.
He left the dash out of StarLord's name, the hyphen. So I had to ask.
How did he take that? Well, was he defensive? Did he try to claim he was right?
No, he didn't.
All right, I need to add that to the Tony agenda right now.
Tony agenda.
No
Tony
dash.
agenda. Let me see exactly what he said when I said technically there's a hyphen in StarLord.
Did you throw him the gavel?
I did not.
All right. And then once you get that, Kyle, we've got breaking news.
Oh. He said fixed and re-uploading.
Oh, Tony, come on. I expect more defensive. This not just in, but so I'm making a call here.
Okay.
That while it's not a poster, key art.
Yeah.
Counts.
I'd say they're synonymous. As
Okay.
I've stated, a poster is only a poster if you put it up somewhere. So all of these digital shows, they're not really posters. They're JPEGs that we're pretending. So key art is a new term that they've come up with. I think it's fine.
So The Devil's Climb, which is a Nat Geo film, is coming to Nat Geo on October 17th. It will then be on Disney Plus and Hulu the next day. It is, of course, a documentary. And not only did we get key art, we got a key trailer that we are going to watch together.
This will be the grandest adventure that we've been on. We have a chance to do something that's never been done before.
I came up with this trip, biking 2,500 miles to the Devil's Thumb.
I'm doing this to support my friend. The bike ride, though, not really my thing.
I've been sidelined with an injury. The Devil's Thumb is the biggest challenge imaginable for my comeback.
No one has ever attempted all 5 peaks in a single day. Whoa, you okay?
What if I can't keep up? The stakes are high.
One simple thing could kill you both. You're on, Tommy!
This feels like the moment when I have to dig deep and prove I've still got it.
Does that van look familiar to you, Doobie?
It didn't. Why would it?
Have you seen Free Solo?
I did see Free Solo.
It's this van with the little thing that he does the exercises.
Is this the
Maybe he
same
got
guy?
a new one, but it just reminded me. What?
This is the Free Solo guy?
The Alex Honnold is the Free Solo guy.
Oh, I did not realize this was like a sequel.
I don't know if I'd call it a sequel.
Is it the same guy?
It's same. I don't know if documentaries have.
Does it happen later than the other one?
It's got a different. He's second build, so I don't know.
Oh, so it's in the what's his name again?
Alex Honnold.
It's in the AHU.
Sure, I like that.
All right. That concludes the top stories and happening now portion of our program. We now move on to.
Here it is. The only thing worse than the mindless adolescent direction is Joseph Tribbiani's disturbingly unskilled portrayal of the king.
Okay, look, that is one guy's opinion. All right? Phoebes, read yours.
Okay. The only thing worse than the mindless adolescent direction is Joseph
Does anybody have one from a different paper?
Yes, we have some from Laughing Place. So that will not stay. It's a little too long.
Joey
but
Tribbiani was abysmal.
Oh man, what a great show! We still watch. It was
the 30th anniversary, like yesterday, right?
And we watched quite a few episodes that day.
And did you save 30% on Southwest bookings?
No.
You could have saved 30% on Southwest base fares yesterday with the promo code FRIENDS.
I unfortunately have nothing to book.
Until Friday night when we're like, you want to go to the...
I know, exactly.
We got 2 days left in this week.
So Blink is the first one we're going to... going to be looking at. It is a Nat Geo. What do you usually know about the Nat Geo stuff before me? What do you know about Blink?
I know that Alex reviewed it and that it is playing a special limited engagement at the El Capitan in the near future.
All right. So while the trailer plays silently in the background, you know what's bugging me?
Eyes, what do you feel? Oh,
You
I was
know
going to
what's bugging
sing
me?
the trailer.
I understand it's like a TikTok thing, it's a Instagram thing to put captions on the videos. YouTube has a caption button. If I want captions, I can just click that button. But they're still embedding the captions on the videos. And so
I've seen them do that on social media. I
off.
don't think I've seen them do that on YouTube unless the thing is like actually subtitled. Are they speaking English? Did you confirm that?
Okay, I did not confirm that. So okay, we're going to confirm that now.
Well, I mean, now they're at the beginning.
Travel
now there's
exam was
not
something that had been on her mind. So
because now there are
Okay,
not captions.
You may be right. You may be right.
Okay.
I reserve my anger. All right. This is from Alex Rife. Nat Geo's Blink is a heartwarming family journey before the light fades. So that does not sound like a happy ending. Blink is a heartwarming documentary about two parents who don't just wish to give their kids the world, they do it, overcoming numerous obstacles, including financial limitations and a pandemic. Edith and Seb have the one chance to give their kids the trip of a lifetime before one of the most precious senses, the sense of sight, is no longer a part of their world. Unless there's a scientific miracle soon, that's a wish that no amount of stardust can help. Blink gets 5 out of 5 stars. I'm crying already.
And you can cry into your included popcorn if you go see this at the El Capitan.
When's it there? Check Laughing Place.
Yeah. I think it's sometime next month. I want to say it might even be like next week, like October 2nd.
El Cap Blink. Let's find out real quick for you. We can do that. Show times are 1, 4, and 7, but that doesn't help you. October 4th through October 10th.
4th. Okay. That makes sense. That's a Friday.
10 o'clock, 1 p.m., 4 and 7.
Lots going on at El Capitan next month. You got all sorts of Searchlight horror movies. You've got Blink. You've got Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas. So if you're in Hollywood, stop by the world famous El Capitan Theater, located right next to Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Right next to the Hamburger Hamlet that's no longer there.
Right next to the place that's not there, yeah.
Are you familiar with that Hamburger Hamlet? I don't know how long you've been.
I don't think it was there. When did it close?
I don't know when it closed. It certainly was there for
a long time because I lived on Orange in Hollywood in 2012, and I don't think it was there. There's the Baja Fresh and the Hooters down the road, but I don't think there was Hamburger Hamlet.
When did the Hamburger Hamlet next to the El Capitan in Hollywood close? Let's see if ChatGPT can do me any good.
There's still one in West Hollywood, right?
2011.
Okay, so it must have closed like right as I got there.
Whenever we'd go to the El Cap, see the latest Disney movie, we'd always eat it. And there was this one server we always remember. He was a relatively young guy, but he had no hair. And it doesn't matter how big the party was, he memorized the order. He didn't write anything down. So that's my memory of the El Cap in Hollywood. All right. This is a review of Star Wars High Republic. This, of course, comes from Mike Celestino. Title Book Review. Younglings embark on a dangerous rescue mission in Star Wars The High Republic. Beware the Nameless. And Mike concludes by saying, Star Wars The High Republic, Beware the Nameless is available now wherever books are sold. But before that, he says, you see, while I definitely had a better time reading through Beware the Nameless than I did with Convergence, Cordova's writing can still be a little dry and repetitive at times, though I understand the desire to remind younger, perhaps less attentive readers of what occurred in previous chapters. Otherwise, I enjoyed this novel for what it is, an entertaining expedition into the unknown, striving to survive numerous perils and conquer various fears with friends both old and new. And I believe the themes of found family and being one's own true self will resonate with Star Wars fans of all ages. That's Mike Celestino's review of Star Wars The High Republic, Beware the Nameless. And then our next review is a Percy Jackson review. I'll let you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Percy Jackson, a new book just came out. I'm sure Caitlin's excited about it. And and Bloom, I think both of them said that they're big Percy Jackson fans. So not only did Bill review this book, but he also got to sit down. I think he talked for nearly a half hour with the author, Rick Riordan. So you can check both of those out. But yeah, this is the latest book of the latest series, Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Okay, and I'm just gonna YouTube and did
Wrath of the Triple Goddess.
is not working. Okay, so this is book review. Percy Jackson and the Wrath of the Triple Goddess is a delightful adventure in house sitting for a god, which is the story I've been looking for all my life. It's an incredible character-based tale of humanity and the art of growing up with intelligence and grace, not to mention some incredible battle sequences to boot. So I like the short and sweet conclusion. And yes, I don't know if there's anyone listening out there who might be able to help, but our embedded link.
Oh, you can get 100,000 bonus miles if I sign up for the Delta Sky Miles Reserve card.
Kyle's doing it now. Our embedded link for that is not correct, apparently. Is that the interview? That's supposed
The
to be
interview's
embedded
in there.
Yeah, it's not it.
Oh,
The
cool.
YouTube link is not right. Or I don't know if it got changed or something.
I don't know how it get changed, but I will fix that.
Yeah, I don't see the interview on YouTube. Maybe that's why. All right. That concludes the review portion of our show. We now move on to...
And the rest.
As promised.
As promised. Let's see. Disney Visa card holders can save 25% on select premium resorts at the Disneyland Resort this fall, October 20th to October 19th. If you're interested in booking such a room, might I give you a little bit of advice? A pro tip, one might say. Don't book Disney directly because you can use a Disney travel agent and have a lot of the grunt work taken care of you, and you taken care of for you, and you'll never pay one penny extra. Our recommended travel agent is one of the biggest, one of the best, mousefantravel.com, also known as MEI Travel. Go over there, tell them you're interested in this offer to save 25%. They will make sure you get the absolute best deal possible. And, sorry. Okay, I'm going to hit a letter now. Okay, sorry, I got a request to do something, and it did something. Okay, next up in our quick hits, we have The Gap. Fall into The Gap. They have released some Disney-inspired clothing. Have you had a chance to look at their
collegiate collection, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it is called the Collegiate Collection. You are exactly right.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Kyle is no longer in college, so he doesn't have that much interest in it.
Well, these kids, maybe
please tell me these are
in college.
You know, if you get older, people look younger.
Yes, I don't think that's just getting older. I think there's something happening as we're living longer. Kids, like in high school, look like they're 12.
So these kids right here, like this kid right here, the one on the bottom bench, he's in college.
No, I'm thinking not. No, because I think that you could get this. I don't think you have to be in college to get this collegiate thing. I think they're just saying it's supposed to be inspired by collegiate looks or something.
Yeah. So
I always wore baggy khakis with Mickey Mice on them in college.
This is a bold statement. I mean, I'm not known for my subdued clothing, but this is a bold statement. And then this is
See, that I get as collegiate. The other two, not as much. Yeah, this is for kids. So unless your kid's in college.
When I went to college, there was like this kid.
You were a kid in college. That's you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not. Yes, I was young in college, but there was this kid who I'd see him around campus all the time. UCLA being, a little tiny campus. He must have been 11 years old, and he dressed the part. You have this image of what this prodigy going to college looked like. He always wore like a jacket, and I think he wore a tie. He was walking around with a briefcase. I mean,
so it was Sheldon.
Basically, yeah. And
you went to school with young Sheldon.
I would love to, press a magical button and find out where he is in life today, because things like that are interesting. Also, the Pixar Toy Story Zoetrope, which is so cool. You may have seen that at Disney California Adventure. I don't know if it's still there, to be honest, but
it's not. There's Frozen meet and greet there, so it got moved to the Academy Museum. I think there is another one though, because unless they moved the one. So I saw it in Paris, but I haven't seen it in Paris for a while because I wouldn't have gone over there. So I don't know if there's one and it got moved from California to France back to California, or whether there's two. I would guess that there are two. Tony would know. We'll ask Tony tomorrow.
All right, so let me add that to the Tony list. By the way, if anyone out there has any questions for Tony, just put them in the chat. I will add them to the Tony list. More than one Toy Story Zoetropes. Okay, are there?
Yeah,
right.
I missed this Zoetrope. It was so fun.
Cool.
I would hang out there for so long.
Well, you can go see it September 29th, Museum Free Day, at the Academy Museum, which I believe is in Hollywood. But I'm not 100% sure.
Or thereabouts.
So let us watch their Instagram promo together.
Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Universe Protection.
Ride like the wind, Bullseye! You are
Is this also BG?
No, it's
Claus, our master, chooses who will go and who will stay.
Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln!
Recon Plan Charlie,
execute.
Let's move! To infinity and beyond!
You should not go see this Zoetrope if you have photosensitive epilepsy.
So the cool thing about the Zoetrope, of course, is it is still. It is this. And it's lighting that makes it happen. So cool. All right. Next up, we've got, I believe, our final quick hit, The Rest. And the Muppets paid tribute. We talked about how yesterday, I believe it was yesterday. Yesterday was Jim Henson's birthday. 88, if I recall. And the Muppets actually paid tribute. I wish we had this yesterday, but that's not going to stop us from playing it today because it's sweet.
Well, yuck. Never traveled through a Fraggle cave like that before.
You don't say.
Wow, this place is amazing.
It really is.
Well, hey, you want to go explore outer space with me?
Gee, I'd love to, but, this is kind of a special day. Yeah, for me, it's a time when I think about creativity. Yeah. It's everywhere, Imagination, innovation, vegetation.
Oh, radish?
No, thanks. It's just a really
special day.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Yuck! Enough with all the mushy stuff, Frog.
Well, that's the silliest creature I've ever seen.
Silly? Who are you calling silly? Look, would you two beat it? You're ruining a perfectly rotten day.
Come on. There's a pond with good flies over this way.
Oh, well, I hold the flies, but I'm always up for a swim, eh?
There. That's better.
Didn't want to put a comma on that plaque.
Wow.
I'll accept it.
All right. We don't have a bumper for Around LP yet, so I'll just get right to it. Jeremiah, in addition to Candy Culture, that's not it. Please tell me that's not it.
That's what your wife suggested.
Jeremiah was at Legoland in Florida yesterday after the Candy Cauldron, so he could become a permanent part of the aquarium that they're currently building there. And so you get to go. You can do that too. Anybody can go do it. The last day to do it, though, is today. So if you're watching now and it is more than an 8-hour drive, turn this off and go. Go over there. You can sign your name.
I don't think we tell. It's not advisable to drive towards the path of a hurricane.
Aspen Place does not recommend going to do this today.
To sign a beam.
To sign a beam. But it will become a permanent part of the aquarium.
Can we get Jeremiah to go down there and have him sign names for other people that ask us to? Signatures by proxy.
That is a great idea. In the interest of safety and keeping the roads clear for the hurricane, Jeremiah will go sign your name for you. No, he will not. Through today, the steel beam weighs 900 pounds, is 20 feet long, and will be the final piece of construction placed inside the aquarium in early 2025. All right. I have no fun stuff today. This is a no fun day. Do you have anything fun, Kyle?
Let me check through the dozen Instagrams. I'm nothing too exciting. We did get a foodie guide. We're going to be talking about that later, hopefully. But
Rebecca has your back. Rebecca has your back. Technically not a seagull. Seagulls criticized without providing a better option. Kyle with the comma.
Very clear. And just like yesterday, when you had terrible grammar, I provided a better option.
Oh, I'm still bitter about that. Although I appreciate your better option. You at least achieved what I was trying to accomplish.
I just like your reaction to ChatGPT. I'm like, I can't read what it says, but I'm sure it's hilarious.
Yes, Disney Trivia Live was a hoot yesterday. Every show is fun. Some shows are particularly fun. Yesterday's show was particularly fun. So if you're not watching DTL Tuesday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific, please tune in. Yesterday we did the eras, trying to get those Swifties in there. We did eras, but it was the Walt era and the Eisner era. Coming up Saturday, we're going to have a Disney Cruise Line quiz. And then we're going to have a Where in Disney Parks is this picture with a twist. Gideon is going to be able to play this one because that is his forte. So we're going to let him play for the first time.
I sent you a video that came out a few days ago, but it's kind of fun.
Okay.
It doesn't completely explain the premise that it sets forth, but it's still pretty cool.
In that case,
this is from Walt Disney Imagineering's Instagram, and they give a little sneak peek into the production of technically a couple of rides that they've built over in Fantasy Springs at Tokyo Disney Sea.
All right.
Wondered, how do my favorite Disney animated movies leap off the screen and into the parks? For Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure at Fantasy Springs, Disney Imagineers used a little faith, trust, pixie dust, and a whole lot of collaboration with Walt Disney Animation Studios. Over 100 Disney animators created brand new animation for the attraction, faithfully bringing to life the cast of the 1953 classic in stunning 3D. Head to the Walt Disney Imagineering YouTube channel for more behind-the-scenes magic. Have you ever wondered, how do my favorite Disney...
There you go. Thank you, Kyle. Go back. What was the audio for that? Were they talking the words? Was it music?
There was like some light music. Kyle open captions videos. This is fantastic. Descriptive audio. Yeah, no, there was some light music, but they were basically just reading what you saw, the words.
Why everything but Instagram? Okay. Not the time, Doobie. Not the time. Oh, how I wish Jeremiah was here today. On this day in 2009, we had the true final performance. This isn't it, but the true final performance of the Adventurers Club at what was then Downtown Disney at Walt Disney World. This video is just
Treasure Island.
That's right. This is just a generic video. This isn't, but it actually had its final public performance back in September of the previous year, I believe. But then they kept it open for private events, and then they had Kungaloosh 2009 as the actual final performance. And I really wonder if Jeremiah was there. I can't imagine he missed Kungaloosh 2009 unless he was off in Africa or something. So Adventurers Club, I will never understand it. I poked my head in there for about 15 minutes one time, but people that loved it absolutely loved it.
You're more of a Comedy Warehouse guy?
Much, much more. I thoroughly enjoyed the Comedy Warehouse. Absolutely. And on this day in 2014, we had the premiere of what came to be a very popular show on ABC. Did you watch this one, Kyle? First, can you name it?
How to Get Away with Murder?
Yes.
No, I did not watch it. And I, unlike a lot of my friends, I never worked on it either.
Shonda Rhimes, of course, another one of her shows. We watched it. We did not survive the whole series. It got crazy, or at least I didn't. I can't remember if
a Shonda Rhimes show getting crazy.
Scandal got so crazy. We survived.
I watched, so it was on Netflix, so I didn't watch it live. I think my tweet at the time was, Scandal is the worst show that I've ever watched all of in a day. I watched 2 seasons and I'm like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, it's the show it started as and the show it ended as are so different. It first seemed like it was kind of a more or less procedural about, solving the scandal, handling the scandal of the day with an overarching.
While
and then
fooling around with the president.
it went off crazy. They got the guy from Tarzan in it. Anyway.
Well, I did like the guy from Sports Night was on the show.
You're a big fan of. You're the biggest sports fan who's not a sports fan that ever lived, Kyle.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else we got going on? Just take a quick look of the Twitter. You check your Instagram rounds.
I checked the Instagram round. I checked the parks blog. I've checked the Walt Disney World weather site to see if they have any updates. We have. I haven't read the article to know if it actually says anything of interest, but we're gonna call it breaking news anyway. Right after I hit enter to send it to you.
Yes, I believe.
We're talking about the same thing. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one.
If that's what you're sitting with. What is this, Kyle?
Disney password sharing crackdown officially begins.
Oh, harsh.
The company rolled out what's called page sharing policy this week. Have not looked further into this. I bet you. Let me check
right
what it's in to do, because maybe that's a stupid thing. Ultimate Duo? Nope, that's not it either. Yeah, I don't know if there's details yet, but I wonder what the upgrades are. We knew that this was coming. They've started it slightly. Like there's been betas of this, but it's rolling out either this month or I guess probably next month. It'll affect everybody. So if you are sharing an account, it'll be like, hey, we noticed you're doing this. Would you like to give us X dollars more per month to do this without being a bad person? That's their words, not mine. Okay, it just got on. I just refreshed the Walt Disney World site, but of course, the Disney company site, and of course, it wasn't there, but now it is.
What's that?
More details on the page sharing.
Okay, so let's.
An extra member profile will cost an additional $6.99 per month for Disney Plus basic subscriptions and $9.99 per month for Disney Plus premium subscriptions. So basically, the price that it cost to originally have Disney Plus in the first place at premium level, because it didn't have ads when it launched, you can now add somebody else.
Wow. All right. So up until now, Disney has been pretty lax on password sharing. So people in other households you could share with, but they said that was going to be changing. And so now this is the announcement that, yes, we are cracking down on that. And this is how you can do it. This is how you can do it with legal. I don't want to say legally, you're not going to jail, but this is how you can do it and stay within the rules of Disney Plus, is by paying an additional fee, which is almost as much as a full subscription. Okay. All right. Thanks, Kyle. I thought you thought it would be, not that it definitely has, but that's fine. All right. So you'll be able to read more about the password sharing on Laughing Place in just a bit, I'm sure. Other than that, we will be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. We have anything rolling on the YouTube live today?
I don't think so. We were supposed to have a walk and talk tomorrow, but for reasons that'll be postponed. So yeah, again, if you're in the Southeast, overnight tonight, tomorrow into Friday, just be safe. Make sure you check your local warnings and do what you got to do.
All right. Thanks for joining us all. We will see you tomorrow